All right, I'm gonna play this video. I want to hear your opinions on it, especially ladies. I need your opinion on this. And depending on your opinion on this video, and shout out to Tunde Ednot, I got this from his page. Depending on your opinion on this, I will see if I need to go and pull some stats together for the next show. Let's listen together.
Care to tell you, 90%, hear this, in America, right, of women file for divorce. Not men. Men don't leave. It's women that leave. And out of that 90%, are you getting this? Out of that 90%, if they are put in place, 88%, all of them left when they got more money than the men. Women always leave when they think they have power over the men. Hear this now. Hear this. Hear this so you understand the power of a father. From the statistics of people who commit crimes, over 70% are people who were raised by a mother only. Guess what now? When the mother is not there and the father is raising, 90% of them don't go to jail. These are statistics on the... Listen, this is an American society. 90% of single fathers who raise their child as a father, they don't go to jail. Over 70% of all ladies that raise their children go to hell, go to jail. All of them. 70. And guess what? If they can go there, they are being led to hell. Because a woman has no ability to raise a child. You can feed a child, but you can't raise a child. No, you didn't hear me. That's why your duty is to nurture a child. But you can't raise one. No matter how you lie to yourself that I raised here. No, you never did. That's why most kids that are raised by women are troubled in their heads. They don't know what it is to treat a man. So when they see a man, they want the man to become another woman. So when they get into a society can't even understand them. And they are very right in what they do. They think they know it. But they don't know. They only were raised one person wasn't raising them, was feeding.
Not be juju be that.
Let me see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger anybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh Lord, I saw this mess yesterday and the crazy responses on that page. Oh, you know what? It would be fun to go and look at those responses. Let me see if I can. A bunch of bullcrap statements. Which part now? Let's dissect it together. Which part did you say that you didn't like? Which part? Let me see if I can find the comments really quickly. Which part did he say that you didn't like? I need to know. Which part? Okay, he said quite a bit, right? You can't just disagree with everything. Are you saying that you disagree with everything? Like everything? Like everything? Let me see if I can find that post. Oh Lord, let's see. Shemole repost here, Sha. How do I find it, yo? This guy posts way too much. Jesus Christ. Let me see. Which part did you disagree with? I need to know which part you disagree with. Because, and I'm not going to tell you if I agree or disagree with him yet. As a matter of fact, anybody want to guess if I agree or disagree with him? Anybody want to guess which side of this coin I'm on? Anybody? Let's see. Yeah, this guy posts content too. Let me see here. No, it can't be that far behind. Oh, I found it. Yay, I found it. Good. Oh no, I know that some people are triggered with this. Let me see. Oh, all right, y'all. He's pulling this statistic right out of his ass. Jesus. You were all right, 100. I feared to make the same statement as you did because I didn't want my brothers and sisters from Nigeria cutting off my neck. Right, on the aggressive stuff, right? Don't mind those people, right? Then we all learn. I think I understand where they're coming from, but I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Here we go. Pastor is a liar and ignorant, making up stats, clown, and his congregants clapping. Africa is so doomed. Is it? I think it's in America. It sounds like it was in America. No, I'm not sure. But anyway, wherever it is, these are your opinion, Marriott. You think it's a liar? Okay. Isabel said, who raised him?
Different from blue, Bulaba.
Where did he get his statistics from? What? In households, majority of the time a woman raises a child and nurturing is part of raising. All right. Some men can be in the household and just be physical bodies that only provide financially. With that's true. This guy talking trash. Jesse, shout out to Jesse. I haven't seen that name before. Don't even contribute to the actual raising of the child. And yeah, that guy, right? So for single mothers raising kids on their own, what should they do? Get some lumpen to live with them? What's lumpen? Is that like some skeleton man or something? With them because some mofos say so? Oh well, Obama and many turned out okay. Some will say Obama is an exception. Some may claim that. But good point nonetheless. Oh my god, total BS from him. Divine. Dear media. Shout out to you. Who raised him? What ignorant rubbish he has said. Weak man. Is he weak? He has a congregation. Somebody's following this man, But everything. I disagree with everything. Which part? She said, I disagree with everything pertaining his lame ass statistics. Alright, so I don't know the stats. I know the part about 90%, not 80, 75%, about 75 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. I disagree with not assessing why. Okay, everything else is said. I don't know. So based off of your responses right now, I'm gonna have to go pull some data. Data still ends up in the quarter because I don't think any data that's designed to shame people is useful. Personally, they're useless for the most part, at least. Okay, but let's keep going. Not Juju. Somebody said, not Juju. I guess you disagree. For the most part, I disagree. And he's a very offensive man. Everything he said is pretty offensive. So I can agree with some part of what he's saying and still find him offensive. I find his delivery quite offensive. No, not me. I'm not a woman, but I can understand why women will find his delivery quite offensive. And he's responsible for his delivery, because if he doesn't think he's responsible for his delivery,
you can be prosecuted for that.
Yeah, precisely. Even if his stats are right, even if his stats.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, so, but I don't know where he's pulling the extra stats from. I do know at this point it's generally known online, at least, that 75% of divorces, and you can increase that to 85% or 90% for college-educated women, those divorces are being initiated by women. But there's a real reason behind it, and we can take time to explain that. And I think it's useless to state that stat and not talk about why. It's useless. You're just trying to shame people and it doesn't work. Okay? Shaming doesn't work. Not in 2023. It might have worked in 1960, but it work. Anyway, and the part that women leave once they make more money lies. That's gross generalization. I agree with you, Chinye. Yes, I disagree with him. Indy Tony says, where are the gentlemen? Come on. I know I said the ladies, but come on. Where's your opinion here? Can we get some of your opinions in here? I know you're listening. You disagree with it, Ola. I saw the expression on my face. I'm not that predictable. Why must single parents conform to society? Well, all single parents must, every human being, not conform to society, but be aware of the society. If you swim against the trend of an ocean, you might drown. You have to at least pay attention to what's going on in society, unless you choose you want to live in a cave. All right, so that's another talking point that I want to continue to push against. You have to pay attention. When people say conform to society, they're basically saying, I don't care, I do me. No, you will collect woto. If that's what you mean. If you mean you should have your own standards and morals and stuff, I agree. Just be guided. That's all I'm saying. People don't understand what it means to raise a child or children on your own. It's a challenging job. Isn't that kind of agreeing with what he's saying? Eunice, might you be agreeing a little bit with what he's saying? Read a little bit closer into it, right? Maybe not, but are you agreeing a little bit with what he's saying, right? It's a challenging job, maybe almost impossible for a lot of people to create good results from this, right? Maybe the stat is telling us something. I don't know if the stat is true. I have to go pull something up. But if that stat is true, is there something we should pay attention to? And being single might not be one's choice. That's true. And there's so many negative things in life that can happen to people that it's not our choice. But we have to brace ourselves, and they happen. It's life. It happens, unfortunately. But you have to kind of like put things around yourself to guide yourself from continuous damages of circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, granted, circumstances put you in a position sometimes, but you know, you put some guards around it too, because you know you already, it's like kind of like taking vitamins because you know your immune system is already compromised. But somebody said, you know what, because your immune system is compromised in this way, I want you to take this vitamin every day. We don't say because of that circumstances we just stay or put ourselves at more danger. We say, oh, you know what, you're right, I'll take the vitamins. Maybe, right? But I'm going to see what kind of comments we'll get from this and see what angle we want to take this conversation. But Eunice, a part of what you're saying is almost, not all the way, agreeing with what he's saying. Oh, Chinye says a pastor from Zimbabwe and have his own slew of wahala. Oh, he does. Ooh, he's a Mr. Johnson, eh? Absent daddy is saying mom raised kids poorly. Yes, that's a lot of people. Absent daddy for circumstantial reasons too. Maybe he doesn't know how to conduct himself. He got kicked out of the house because he was aggressive. Or no, he wasn't aggressive. I'm sorry. He was coming off as aggressive, right? And he got kicked out by the police, and now he's not saying this thing like that. Maybe he's generalizing. Just maybe, right? You are criticizing the parent that stayed. What a clown! He's stupid. Jesus, this might don't collect. This might don't collect today. I beg you, don't collect. The Mumu gullible church member saying amen is so daft. Amen to what? What, if I may ask? Yeah, this conversation is deep, you know. Single parents take a lot of bull crap. It's exhausting to hear the criticism. Yes, but Eunice, criticisms they're like a hard pill to swallow. But even when they're the truth. You know, me, I'm an advocate for you. You're responsible for your delivery. Yes, you are. Because you go collect woto if you think you're not responsible for your delivery of whatever you call the truth, right? But we try to find the balance here, right? But we know that criticism, including myself, listen, if you say something negative about me in the comments, I'm a little bit better than most human beings because of my experience, but trust me, it still touches a nerve. Okay? It touches a nerve. Even if you are right. Right? But could that be the truth I need to hear sometimes? It could be, right? Maybe it's shooting blanks. I'll go and pull the stats and see if there's something we can learn from it. We will rub minds together and see maybe, but not being in a single parenthood, because there are men that are single parent as well. Being a single parent to circumstances, by way of circumstances, is not an indictment, right? But there might be one or two things you can learn that you need to risk, potential future risk that you need to mitigate against. Or we should just assume that, no, there's nothing to say. It's tough, right? Those stats were extreme. I will say he pulled it out of his ass. And they were even numbers. That's a red flag. That 90, 80, like, dude, they were exactly 90, 80. You didn't say about 90. Okay, maybe I'm overstressing it. Yes, his delivery is quite offensive indeed. He's making it seem that the reason is because women in the West with power and start making more money is the reason. Yeah, that part is always falling on flat. There's a conversation to be had there. If you make more money than your husband, there's some things to be aware of. But to just generalize is just terrible, especially from somebody who has the power of the microphones. Isn't it better for a child to be raised by a single parent than in a domestic? Yes, that's accurate, Jesse BJ. But we're comparing two things now. It's holistic statement, because you're not comparing that with a DV situation. You are absolutely correct if that's what we're dealing with. But we also know that there's so many divorces that are coming out of pride and unrealistic expectations. We know that as well. So there's a lot of conversations there. And we have all those conversations here. That's the point, okay? Being a single parent is really hard for sure. Sometimes life happens the way we never planned it. All the time. It's like let me play something you like here for you. Boom. I come. Where is it? These things is so much, it's hard to find them. One second, I got you. Where is it? I'm trying to play a sound effect for you. That has to do with hey!
Jesus is Lord!
All the time, right? All the time. He says life happens the way we never planned. All the time, not sometimes, all the time. All our circumstances might force someone to leave as a single parent. Why must you shame them for that? No, shaming, it's always a terrible idea to have these conversations. But also we must acknowledge that because these things are very touchy and they touch nerves, sometimes they might come off as shaming when you don't mean to shame. It's just something that the upside of having this conversation is greater than avoiding a person not feeling shamed. I put extra effort to make sure that we understand that shaming by itself in holistic form is a terrible strategy. Okay? If you're just, let me just shame people so they can correct them head. No, it doesn't work. Okay? But you're absolutely correct. We should not shame people. But we can have the conversation. Hey, somebody's circumstantial reasons, they're a single parent. What are the potential risks of not having a second parent in a household? It's a conversation we must have. No, his whole diatribe was that men were raising good kids while women were raising ones going to hell and prison. Yes, he's absolutely wrong about that. That's exactly what he was doing. I absolutely agree with you on that. And we don't even see that coming. Yeah, nobody sees that coming, including single fathers. No, nobody wants to be in that situation. So, coming from a standpoint of, oh, these people that are becoming single, they are just doing it intentionally because they just hate marriage. No, you're wrong if that's how you talk. You're wrong. Some people have extreme situations. Sometimes it doesn't look extreme on the surface, but they're already feeling like they're about to lose their mind being in that situation. We are better off having them here to still be a mother, a father to that child, than to stay in a situation for whatever your reason you don't see like it was that bad. They get to define if it was that bad. The person in it gets to define if it was that bad, and you don't have to agree with it. And you running around town trying to shame people because they're divorcees, it's not gonna work. Lena says, truth is bitter. I see where the pastor is coming from. I grew up without my father as he passed away young. See, that's a circumstance that nobody bargains for, right? I had a lot of issues, anger, self-esteem that affected me as an adult. See, conversation is getting deeper. Listen, we are all emotional beings. We all get caught up in our emotions. We react with emotions, all of us, every single one of us, right? But what do we know about those emotions? We can't trust them. We must acknowledge that they exist. We must acknowledge that you can do nothing about it. You must have realistic expectations of humans and how they react with emotions. And you must understand how these emotions work, right? This is called emotional intelligence. Not getting caught up in emotions, become engaged in emotional intelligence as an art and a science for the rest of your life. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay? Thank you so much for sharing that, Lena. To some people, it's a choice. It's a free word. You do you and let others be. Chinye. Oh, not Chinye. I was about to say Chinye. Eunice. Here's the deal with that. We live in a society. Okay? And our decisions affect other people. At least in the long term. It's a conversation we must have. Okay? Do you and let you be you is a double-edged sword as usual, like everything else in life. They can cut both ways. We have to be guided with that. Mr. Johnson, on a different level. Whether we like it or not, there is nothing like raising a child in a two-parent, non-toxic household. Non-toxic household. I do not support any shaming to a single mother. Thank you for that, Lena. That's really the point here. And we're still going to go pull those data because those data sometimes are used to kill this conversation or these conversations. Because once you bring those conversations and you don't do proper assessment and assessing or analyzing them, you get people that are in that circumstances, not their own choosing, to shut down on the conversation when you could have delivered in a better way to actually help the society become better. This perception is why many continue to live in DV relationships. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That's why we have to keep having the conversation. Please, was my chat was mistake? Please don't read it out. Which chat? I didn't see your chat. I'm sorry. I'm reading from top to bottom. But I think we have a moderator in there that will delete if there's need. Ola, before I forget, what time is Sir Hill speaks? In about 90 minutes time. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, New York time. I usually get his notifications. Yeah. Open floor, shout out to you. She said we are our own product of our experiences. Two stable parents household is an ideal situation, but I would rather be raised with one stable mind parent than a dysfunctional one. I come in peace. I agree 100%. So that now we're getting to the meat of the conversation, right? The meat of the conversation. Yes, it's about healthy relationships. It's not enough to shame people. We must talk about making sure it's a healthy situation. All right. These are the type of people that force couples to stay in an unhealthy relationship until they buy each other. Sometimes divorce is a necessary gift to yourself. I agree. And it's a viable option. Okay. Realistically, not everyone in the world will be married. I appreciate that. Yes. Not only that, not everyone should be married. I believe that a lot of people with certain mindsets should absolutely stay away from marriage, because when they go into marriage, They create terrible experiences because they have unrealistic expectations of people, and they go in there with pride, and they create these unrealistic scenarios and bad results, and then they come out and be telling us bad stories, and they're making society worse for themselves and the rest of us. So I honestly believe in that not only will many people not be married, many people should not, they should stay away from marriage, particularly. You know, and that's more important to me than many people will not be married. The many people that won't be married, they won't be married. That is not even affecting our conversation at all. The people that is affecting our conversation is people that don't necessarily know any better, but they take this mindset of pride and unrealistic expectations of marriage as an institution and another human being, and then they come out with bad results, right? And then they become the loudest noise, okay? Because it's negative. It's the loudest noise in the room, right? Because the people that are having a good time and enjoying it or doing it the right way, in a healthy way, they don't have time. Most of them are not content creators like myself. They don't have time to be coming and say, hell yeah, we're having a good time. And when they do, people actually shame them. They say, not everybody. People actually go straight to it. Not everybody's supposed to be married. They're like, no, somebody is being celebrated. Are you okay with being celebrating that? There are enough people doing that online. Are you aware of that? Right? So the kind of human beings we're creating in society is a function of how healthy the relationships we're creating are, including relationship with ex-husband and ex-wives. So we kind of have to, that's kind of our business. That's kind of our business. Okay. I think we've done well today. Don't you think? I went way over time because it's Sunday. Right? Because I can. Right? Shout out to everybody that stopped by here today. If you came here today, you agree with me, you disagree with me, you're indifferent, I want to appreciate you, because that's how we grow. We don't grow by agreeing with each other. We grow by disagreeing with each other. But how we respond to these disagreements is the real is where the real thing comes in, right? How do you react to friction? How do you react to crisis, conflict? Do you just say, spiritual attack, it must be somebody else's fault? Or do you say, hey, hola, hello, wake up. You're a human being with a bunch of other human beings, 8 billion of them, right? It's not about you. You're like Era, like an ant, right? Maybe you can learn something, right? At what point do you look at other people to determine how you move? At what point does it become toxic? Yes, that's also a double-edged sword, right? We can't use all 8 billion people to determine how you move or what your results are going to be. That's terrible. Oh, did you know that among all 300 million or 200 million, or let me say 100 million adults in America, did you know that, 50% people are divorcing? So that means you're going to be divorced. That's a terrible way of interpreting statistics. Before we talk about that, I want to know, what kind of 20 people are in your closest circle? Right? Who are the 5 closest people? Those people have bigger influence on you than all 8 billion human beings. Did you know that? Yeah. And you can control the kind of people you surround yourself with. You can control the kind of people you hang around. You can control what kind of video you're watching on YouTube. You can control who you follow. Well, to a certain point. After a while, if you keep following the same toxic stuff, YouTube will present you with more toxic stuff. Why? Because this is about money. Duh. Right? They know you're consuming it. They're going to keep feeding you what you're consuming. But that's not fair. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to the real world. This is an active marketplace. You owe yourself understanding emotional intelligence at every level, at a personal level, at an interactive relationship level, at society level. If you disengage from how society sees things, all the things that are actually happening in society, that's also dangerous. You will hurt yourself. If you're going to move a different way from society, at least have some rules to guide you so you don't drown yourself. You will drown if you swim against the trend of the ocean and you don't know what you're doing. You're not that powerful. You're like ant. Okay? And you're not different from the rest of us. You're an emotional being. You're a social being. How do I know? We just have enough stats to know that. And part of stats is that we know there are some exceptions to the rules, right? There's an extremely good chance you're not the exception. You're just like the rest of us. Your marriage was destroyed because somebody, at least one person, did not know how to nurture healthy relationships. Okay? It's not because of that auntie that was floating through the house in the middle of the night when you woke up and you saw her like, that auntie is a witch. No. It's more likely because you've disengaged from your power. Everything you can learn about relationships, okay, about relationships, about power. Gentlemen, power. Black men, power. Power is not being aggressive. It's not your ability to bark at yourself. You go slap yourself. That's all you're gonna do with that. Okay? Seduction, your power to influence attraction over time, over a period of process. Patience, right? I already mentioned patience, emotional intelligence, patience, and love. Is love enough? What do you mean by love? Kilo mean by love? It's love is never enough. What kilo mean by love? What mean by love first before we move forward? Hit that like button. Hit that like button on your way out. We got 70 likes. We got 64 people here right now. Shout out to all of you. We do this at 5 p.m. Okay, hit that like button on your way out. We do this at 5 p.m. New York time. Share this. We're not just covering Alima. No, we're pulling real life relationship driven lessons from this. Okay, we're not just covering Uncle Johnson, Mr. Johnson, yo. It's fun. Listen, it's a little gist in there. Okay, but the greater purpose is that I want you to go out there and build healthy relationships. Forget the marriage stuff. I don't care about marriage. If it's a useless relationship, you're going to have terrible experience anyway. Okay, let's talk about the underlying relationship. Are you friends with this person? Are you the type to come back and say, "Now food"? These are the 4 issues. These are the 4 issues that you should pay attention to. Okay, everything else follow this. Okay. Last, make sure you have self-respect, self-love, because people will mimic the level of respect and love you have for yourself. Hopefully, no, before we get into that, go join us in the Prestige family. Go to this link, okay, www.lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. You can also just text this number on WhatsApp only, okay, it's a WhatsApp only number, okay, and my books. Yes, I'm a 4 times author, and I wrote this one with my wife. If you're interested in relationships, marriages, our personal stories, okay, you can go download all of this for free at that link, okay? And yes, there's access to coaching if you need personal coaching. I have to generalize to quite a large extent, frankly, okay, on these shows. And you don't want to use too many generalized stuff and cast it on yourself. You have to listen long enough, and sometimes you may need personal assessment of your particular stories, and that's why the coaching that's why we make that available. They are booked quite often and over time, and they're locked in, and you could go check the calendar. You can see that it's locked in, booked over time. So, but anyway, thank you so much. I want to say thank you for being here. This was a fantastic. I had fun doing this. You could tell because I did 3 hours and change, right? Typically we do about 90 minutes to 2 hours during the course of the week, because I want you to get back to your family. Okay, I want you to go learn how to practice this. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one, and peace.